Hello, welcome back to our weekly witnessing tip. I'm Gina.
I'm John.
And if you have never joined us before, thank you for coming and saying hi. We'd love for you to leave a comment below, let us know you are here. We do these weekly witnessing tips every week, trying to bring you a combination of encouragement and practical tips you can use in your witnessing. And today's is kind of a combination, right?
Yeah.
A little encouragement and a little bit of a practical tip. So last week we started a new series. We are doing the Bedrock principles for witnessing. Last week we talked about sharing how Jesus is your substitute, and we had a great response from a lot of you sharing your favorite passages for reminding you that you are perfect in God's eyes because Jesus was your perfect substitute. And so this week we're talking about identity, though. That's our Bedrock principle.
Identity. You want to know who you are.
Yeah, what does that have to do with witnessing?
Well, when you think about it, a lot of times when you're witnessing to someone, you try to get to know them. And so it might begin with small talk about the weather or, favorite sports teams or what they like to do, right? And inevitably, somewhere along the line, as you're asking questions, getting to know them, there might be an opportunity for you to share a little bit about yourself and who you are. So before you go, you got to know who you are.
Well, yeah, don't we already know who we are? We know ourselves best.
Yeah, you would think so, right? But I would maybe pause there and have us maybe think on that a little bit. For example, my kids, when they... after a sporting event, even if they won, they might, or after a test, say, boy, I could have done a little bit better. Or maybe all of us would say, boy, I wish that meeting or that conversation or whatever it is, as you're reflecting back at the end of the day, there can be any number of things you review and say, oh, I wish I had done that better. One of the things that I sometimes will ask in group settings with Christians is, do you see yourself more as a sinner or as a saint?
Yeah, I'm guessing that most people probably would identify as a sinner.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And we're our own worst critic, right, in that respect. And so that's where it's important for us to remember, before we go and introduce ourselves in a witnessing situation, remember our true identity. If you're going to introduce who you are, you got to first remember who you are. We don't want to have an identity crisis or anything like that. And there are any number of passages that would speak about this. One of my favorite is from 1 Peter chapter 2. It says, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people belonging to God, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Just think on that for a little bit. It says you're chosen. Your royalty. It says you belong to the family of God. Over 100 or 180 times, the Bible describes believers as the righteous, the ones that are holy, innocent, right with God. 67 times, it describes us as saints. In the New Testament, God never once, 0 times, calls believers sinners. Talk about that is what you once were, but we have this new identity.
It's a new identity. Oh, I love that.
And so what I would encourage you to do is, first of all, remember who you are, but then as you go into those witnessing opportunities, and as you have a chance to share, I know who they are, share who you are, take one of those that's your favorite. You might say, who am I? I'm royalty. Or, my family, we've got some pretty high connections. Or, whatever it is that you might say. Or as we mentioned last week, I'm perfect. Whatever it is, describe your new identity. And that'll get them thinking and pause.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, we would love for you to share your favorite description of your new identity in Christ. Share that in the comments below. Again, just like we did last week, let's build an arsenal of these great statements that remind us of all that Jesus has done for us and who we are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember who you are and then just make that personal. Then you're going to overflow with joy and confidence. Again, why did he give us those descriptions? It says to declare his praises. And as you do, you can be a part of helping people understand who they are from that darkness to light.
That's wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us. We would love to have you come back again next week as we visit our third Bedrock principle in building that bridge. All right, have a great day.
Go give them heaven.
Bye.